Hello YouTube, Millennium X17 here. This video is a video that I've been wanting to do for at least a week now, so let's get to it. This is how to make money legit in Grand Theft Auto Online. Well, as legit as a criminal in Los Santos can do. The best part about this is not an exploit. So this video will still be relevant in 5 months, it'll be relevant in 5 years because it's not going to get patched out and it also will not get you banned, which that's quite important. Now of course, given this, it's not going to exactly make you $1 million overnight, but it does work. So there are certain cars in the game that appear to be premium, but they're not. And as such, they can then be sold to Los Santos Customs for roughly 10% of the value of the car. This can be done every 24 hours in-game, which is 48 minutes real time. The thing to note here is that damage done to the vehicle before it arrives at Los Santos Customs is taken off the resale price. So it is imperative that you get these cars to Los Santos Customs with as little damage as possible. There are two methods to do this. There is one with no garage/apartment, and then there is one when you do have a garage to do this with. So, no garage. First, start looking for a car. When you find one, grab it, take it to Los Santos Customs, sell it. At which point in time, immediately whip out your phone, and as you're going to the website to deposit this money to Maze Bank, check the time on your player's phone. At this also same time, check the time that it is in your room, in real time. Roughly 45 minutes later, start looking again. In the meantime, play missions, do whatever you do. At the end of the 45 minutes ago, start looking, and at which point in time, wash, rinse, repeat. This is the same way for when you have a garage, but the difference is you don't have to wait. If you spot a car before the 45 minutes is up, you can then just grab the car, take it to your garage, and store it there. And at which point in time, when it is time to bring to Los Santos Customs again, all you have to do is go to your garage, grab whichever car you wish to sell at that point in time, and bring it to Los Santos Customs. The important thing, though, to note here is that when you enter your garage, all damage on the said vehicle is fixed. So it is actually a benefit to do so. When you take a car off the street, if you break the window, it's usually $70 off. When you take a car out, a person out of their car, it's usually, sometimes it doesn't do any damage, sometimes it causes $54 in damage. I don't know what the deal is with it, but that is the method to do so. Now let's head to my garage to show you what these cars, the top 10 most valuable cars, look like. Okay, let us go over each and every car in detail, let you see it. I have most of them here in my garage. So let us begin with my own personal player's car, the Vapid Dominator, basically Mustang GT, worth only $3,500, which is kind of surprising given how fast it actually is. It's in the muscle class. I have since put a considerable amount of money into it, including the $25,000 for the bulletproof tires, but that's my player's car. Another car, as of the moment you should get, as soon as you get a garage of any sort, is this one, the Annis Elegy RH8. Spawn rate on this car is a 0. For best I can figure, the only way to get it is to get it through the website. The best part, though, is as soon as you link your profile with the Rockstar Social Club, all you have to do is go to Travel Transport, down Legendary Motorsports, and it is right, as soon as I can get down, there it is, free. The Elegy RH8 is free as long as you have your profile linked to the Rockstar Social Club. So, there is that. This car, you know what, it's free, so measure your expectations. It's fast, it handles okay. The brakes, though, are off of a Yugo. So, yeah, I don't know how much I'm going to use it, but it's free, so, what are you going to do? So, to the cars that you can actually sell and make money off of. So, starting at the lowest end of the top 10, we have the Ubermacht Xeon Cabrio. This car, same one that Michael's wife drives. There's two different versions of it. There's the Xeon, and then there's the Xeon Cabrio. The Cabrio is the hardtop convertible model. Both sell for $6,500. Spawn rate on this one, I'm going to give 5 out of 10. They're plentiful enough, but they're not as plentiful as some of the other cars. They're easily spotted, though. They're quite obvious. So moving on up the spectrum, we've got probably the easiest car to spot out of the entire bunch. It is the Benefactor Dubsta. Is what I refer to as the dubstep SUV, because It's that hideous. Square, 4-door, diamond inlay on the front grille. This one is easy to spot. 7 out of 10 on the spawn rate is what I would give this one. It's $7,000. So, you know, you can't go wrong with that. Moving on up the spectrum, also for $7,000. And here's the thing, when I started collecting these cars for this video, if you told me that I would not be able to find the modern version of this car, I'd have told you were crazy. Likewise, if you told me I was going to find that car before this one, I'd also tell you crazy. But nonetheless, that's what happened. Albany Cavalcade. 2 different versions, both go for $7,000. This is the classic version, the modern version. The only big difference for the modern version is the front grille. The slats are vertical. Basically, it's a knockoff of a Cadillac Escalade, is basically what it is. So, what I would say, spawn rate on this one, 6 out of 10. Though, as of the last couple of days, the modern version hasn't been, I haven't found one, so nonetheless, they're quite obvious once you spot them. So, $7,000 for those, and then moving on up to $8,000, we might as well just go right across the road to this one, the Ocelot F620. This car is kind of like a Maserati ripoff. It's okay, but 2-door coupe. The front grille is what gives it away on this one. Spawn rate on this one, I would give a 3 out of 10. These are quite rare. They're not the rarest car in the game by far, but nonetheless, Ocelot F620, I'd give this one's $8,000. So, moving on over here next to the Dubsta, we've got another $8,000 car. This one might be the hardest one to spot out of the bunch because there's a couple of other 4-door sedans that are very, very, very similar. The big thing that gives this one away is the front grille. Let me actually get my cell phone out here to actually show you a really good front of this car itself. Is the front end of this car. The headlights are squinty, the grille is somewhat smiling, but the dead giveaway is the red diamond inlay on the hood. That is the easiest way to spot this car. There are a couple of other 4-door sedans, like I said, that are somewhat similar. The key, though, if it does not have a sunroof, moonroof, and that red diamond inlay on the hood, is a dead giveaway. Ubermacht Oracle is the name of this one. The $8,000. The spawn rate on this one, I would give this one a 5 out of 10 as well. It's it's out there, but it's hit or miss sometimes. So that one goes for $8,000. Moving on up to $8,500, we have the Obey Rakoto. This one, I'd give a spawn rate of 4 out of 10. It's not as prevalent as the other SUVs, but it is out there. When you spot it, it's a dead giveaway because it really doesn't have a grille. So kind of an Audi-ish SUV, 4-door as well. They are out there. They're just not as prevalent as some of the other SUVs. So $8,500 for this car. Moving on up, we have the Gallivanter Baller. There are 2 different versions of this car. This is the classic version. It is far more prevalent. The modern version is basically the same thing, but for lack of a better term, more aerodynamic. This one goes for $9,000. Both versions go for $9,000. They're quite. I'd say honestly, I would give these a 6 out of 10 for a spawn rate. They're not too they're uncommon. And then for the final 2 cars, to be perfectly honest, I would call them the unicorn, is what I would call it, because flat out, it took me forever to find one of these things. There's 2 different versions. There's a hardtop model, and then there is the convertible model. The Lampadati Felon is the hardtop version, and the Lampadati Felon GT is the convertible version. The Felon goes for $9,000, and the Felon GT, what you see before you here, goes for $9,500. This is the most expensive car you can find in the game. I would give it a spawn rate of a 1 out of 10. This is the only 3rd one I've seen in the online version of the game. The first one is the hardtop model. It is in the mission called Gentry Does It, given to you by Simeon. The other one I saw was a GT. It was another player's car. And then there is this one. This one I just found literally a tenth of a mile away from Weasel Plaza. So, this car I already have an insurance policy on. So I'm keeping this one. The Elegy you can't sell because it's a premium vehicle. The Dominator is my own car. The rest of these I'm most likely going to sell. The Ubermacht is a strong maybe. The Oracle is a weak maybe. But by and large, the SUVs are gone. But yeah, these are the 10 the 10 vehicles that can be sold to Los Santos Customs to make money. Okay, so that is how it is done, and that is what those cars look like. When you know what they look like, they are quite easy to spot. The thing of note that I'll add on to the end of this video is the cheapest apartment in the game is Del Perro Heights Apartment 7, which is $200,000. That's the cheapest 10-car garage apartment, should be of note. The cheapest 10-car garage in the game is 1623 South Shambles Street in Cypress Flats for $105,000. So, I honestly benefit you more so to do the apartment in the long run, but hey, it's your money. Do with it was what you wish. My garage is the one for the apartment on it's apartment 101 Weasel Plaza, which was $335,000. This method took about 5 real-world days in order to get that much money to afford that apartment. So while it is not the fastest method in the world, it is legit and it will not be patched out. So that is the method that I use to make money in Grand Theft Auto Online. And until next time, guys, have yourselves a good day.